What's up, sports fans, and welcome back to the Roger Report. We're kicking things off with some major quarterback drama rocking the New York Giants. After a tough loss, starting QB Russell Wilson is facing intense pressure, with fans at MetLife Stadium loudly calling for rookie Jaxson Dart to take the helm. We've got Wilson's direct response and all the details on this brewing controversy. But it's not just the fans, even some on the team are feeling the heat. We'll hear from Giants wide receiver Darius Slayton as he addresses the crowd's frustration and makes a passionate plea for patience as the team navigates this potential quarterback change. Is this the end of the road for Wilson in New York? Next up, we're diving into the official NFL power rankings as we head into Week 4. Where do the struggling Giants stack up against the rest of the league after their 0-3 start? We'll break down the latest assessments and see if there's any hope on the horizon for Brian Daboll's squad. And finally, we're flashing back to a former Steelers star who's now finding himself on the wrong end of furious fan chants. Boos and calls for his benching are echoing loud. Is this the end of his tenure? All that and more, right here on the Roger Report. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Giants fans unleash fury. Russell Wilson responds to chants for Jaxson Dart. The pressure is mounting on New York Giants quarterback Russell Wilson following a disheartening loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, a game where the MetLife Stadium crowd erupted with chants of "We want Dart," specifically calling for rookie Jaxson Dart to take over the starting role. Wilson, who was brought in on a one-year contract after the Giants drafted Dart in the first round, has struggled to consistently lead the offense, showing flashes of brilliance but ultimately faltering under pressure. This latest performance, marked by 2 first-half interceptions against the Chiefs, has intensified the debate about the team's future at the quarterback position. Wilson's tenure with the Giants has been a roller coaster. After a difficult season opener, he showed promise in an overtime loss to the Dallas Cowboys, only to deliver a dismal performance against Kansas City. The Taylor Cam even made an appearance, playfully spotting Taylor Swift in the stands, but the on-field action for Wilson was far from celebratory. The growing frustration was palpable, as "We want Dart" echoed through the stadium after Wilson's second interception, signaling a clear divide in fan sentiment. In the aftermath, Wilson addressed the boos and the calls for Dart, emphasizing his experience and self-belief. "Yeah, I think there's highs and lows. There's always tough moments. You've got to have thick skin. You got to be able to know who you are, know the player that you are, know what you're capable of," he stated, referencing his career achievements and recent strong performances. Meanwhile, Jaxson Dart has been elevated to the backup quarterback position, surpassing Jameis Winston, and has shown significant promise during preseason games. Despite some doubts about his readiness, the Giants' 0-3 start might force the team's hand, pushing them to prioritize the future and give Dart a chance to prove himself. Fans and analysts alike are watching closely, with many believing that Dart's potential is exactly what the Giants need to spark their offense. The question remains whether head coach Brian Daboll will make the bold move to bench Wilson and hand the reins to the rookie, a decision that could define his own future with the team. The stakes are high, and the Giants' faithful are demanding a change. But will Dart be the spark the Giants desperately need? Next, we hear directly from a Giants receiver on what fans can expect. Giants WR Darius Slayton pleads for fan patience amidst QB controversy. As the New York Giants grapple with an 0-3 record, the pressure to make a change at quarterback is mounting, with whispers of rookie Jaxson Dart potentially replacing veteran Russell Wilson growing louder. Following a lackluster performance against the Kansas City Chiefs that saw fans booing and chanting for Dart, Giants wide receiver Darius Slayton has stepped forward, urging the fanbase to exercise patience and offer support to the team, especially if Dart is indeed given the starting role. Slayton understands the frustration, acknowledging the difficult start to the season and the fans' desire for a winning team. However, he implores supporters to remember that transitioning to a new quarterback, especially a rookie, takes time. Give him some time. Give him some grace. Don't show up and boo him after a game or two if he doesn't do well, which I don't expect him to," Slayton remarked, emphasizing the importance of allowing Dart to develop and grow into the NFL game. He highlighted the challenges Dart faces, even on the practice squad, navigating complex defenses and learning the mental aspects of the quarterback position. Russell Wilson's struggles, particularly in the red zone where he has failed to throw a touchdown pass in the first 3 games, have only fueled the calls for Dart. Dart, on the other hand, impressed during the preseason, showcasing strong numbers with 372 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions, along with rushing ability. Slayton noted Dart's competence in practice, stating, "He's operating, and he's finding ways to complete the passes, navigate the pass rush. I think he does a good job of paying attention in those meetings, and he's been attentive and he's prepared himself well." The Giants are currently significant underdogs against the undefeated Los Angeles Chargers, and the decision on who starts at quarterback could heavily influence the betting lines and the team's trajectory. Slayton's plea is a call for unity and understanding as the Giants potentially head into a new era under center. Can Darius Slayton's words calm the storm of fan expectations? Now, let's see how the Giants are being ranked across the league. NFL Power Rankings. Giants face grim reality entering Week 4. The New York Giants' disappointing 0-3 start to the season has them languishing at the bottom of most NFL Power Rankings as they prepare to face the undefeated Los Angeles Chargers. Following a particularly ugly 22-9 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football, where fans openly booed veteran quarterback Russell Wilson and cheered for rookie Jaxson Dart, the team's struggles have been laid bare. This performance has intensified scrutiny on head coach Brian Daboll, with many questioning if he can turn the season around. Power rankings from various outlets paint a bleak picture for the Giants. Their defense has shown moments of competence, but the offense, particularly the passing game and red zone efficiency, has been a major liability. Russell Wilson has been inconsistent, failing to deliver touchdowns in crucial situations despite respectable yardage numbers in some games. The stark contrast between Wilson's struggles and the fans' yearning for the dynamic potential of first-round pick Jaxson Dart has created a palpable tension around the team. Many analysts believe that the team's current trajectory, coupled with a difficult upcoming schedule, is pushing them closer to a full rebuild, making the decision to play Dart sooner rather than later a strategic necessity. While some argue for patience and continued development for Wilson, the overwhelming sentiment among fans and a growing number of analysts is that the Giants need a spark, and Jaxson Dart represents that potential. The team's defensive struggles, including a porous run defense and inconsistent pass rush despite Pro Bowl talent, further compound the issues. The Giants are not only losing games, but also appearing outmatched, leading to speculation about Daboll's job security and the team's long-term vision. The possibility of a high draft pick in 2026 is even being discussed as a silver lining by some, highlighting the depth of the team's current predicament. Will the power rankings reflect a shift in the Giants' future? Finally, we revisit a former star facing the heat from his own fans. Former star quarterback boos echo as Giants fans demand change. The New York Giants quarterback situation has once again ignited controversy, with veteran Russell Wilson facing a barrage of boos and chants demanding the insertion of rookie Jaxson Dart. This comes after a disappointing performance against the Kansas City Chiefs, a game that starkly contrasted Wilson's promising outing the previous week against the Dallas Cowboys. The former Pittsburgh Steelers star, brought in to provide stability, is now finding himself at the center of a familiar storm of fan discontent. Wilson, who enjoyed a successful tenure with the Steelers, appears to be struggling to recapture that form with the Giants. While he showed flashes of his old self against Dallas, the Chiefs' defense proved to be a different challenge, exposing limitations that mirror some of the offensive struggles the Steelers faced last season. The Giants' inability to convert in crucial scoring opportunities, particularly in the red zone, has been a major point of frustration for the fanbase. Chants of "We Want Dart," mixed with boos during the game against the Chiefs, underscored the growing impatience and the desire for the team to embrace its future with the first-round draft pick. Many in New York believe Wilson is a stopgap option, and his time as the Giants' starting quarterback may be drawing to a close. The team invested a high draft pick in Jaxson Dart and the fan base expects him to be given an extended opportunity to prove his worth. Unlike his time with the Steelers, where controversy was largely avoided, Wilson is now experiencing the full brunt of a demanding New York crowd. The constant negativity and pressure are unlikely to subside until Dart is given the starting role, a move that many believe is inevitable given the Giants' winless start and Wilson's declining performance. Is this the end of the line for Wilson in New York? Stay tuned for our lightning round recap and all the ways you can stay connected with the Roger Report. And that's a wrap on today's top stories. We saw Russell Wilson facing fan fury and calling for Jaxson Dart, Darius Slayton asking for patience, the Giants' dismal power ranking, and a former star quarterback hearing boos loud and clear. What a show! Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe to the Roger Report for more exclusive sports breakdowns, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a moment. Follow us on all social media platforms for behind-the-scenes content and join the conversation in the comments below. We'll see you next time.